A month later, October 30th, wooden walkways are fixed, rails are up. Among the other things on the list of DRC requests, if this place isn't safe, I don't know what is. Inspection tomorrow. Nick's dropped off some more translations. Seems as though a major inspection into the illegal activities was going on immediately before the fall. Doesn't look like they found anything. November 1st. Inspection went fine. I guess this place is safe now. I'm heading back to the surface for more tools, football, and the holidays. February 1st, 2001. Another missed playoffs. Oh well. Things are stressful here. 1 year to go for initial visitors, and it's beginning to show. However, Sutherland dropped by today. Nice woman. We had a nice talk. 4 days later. I'm helping out in the city now. Not much work to do in Teledon. Clean up here and there, maintain. I'm hoping for a certain location in the city. Maybe my helping will get me some leverage with Watson. I'm enjoying the time with Sutherland anyway. A month later, March 3rd. More city work, not much happening here. A month later, April 7th. Nick managed to get me an extra Teledon book today. Good man. May 12th. Shroomi's back. Obviously not the same one, but we've got a new girl here. Amazing. I'm curious to know how many there are now. I think I'm going to try and schedule another trip in the next couple of months. I don't understand what... He's leaving gaps in what he's doing, so I don't know what's going on here. He just said that he got her. What was he trying to do with Shroomi in the first place? Capture it? Did they take it somewhere else as like an exhibit? He seemed to be trying to keep it a secret from everybody else, like I didn't want them to know about it. So I kind of thought that maybe he was capturing it to hide it away during the inspection so that nobody knew about it. But I don't know. May 23rd. The trip was a success. Amazing. There are quite a few of these creatures all over. Perhaps a seasonal thing. Water is where I had been before. I found a pod of the creatures. And a bigger one. I'm not sure, but these seem to be young ones. The larger creature was absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it in all my days of hunting. I was actually a little frightened. This thing could have swallowed my boat whole. To take even a small portion home would be... I'm gonna have to think this one through. June 1st. Back to work here. I'm installing a gun of some kind down at the docks. It's a Denis mining instrument, I believe. Regardless, the DRC of all people won't want it set up. Strange. June 30th. Gun is up. Not working, but up. Laxman will have to get it working, or at least give it a shot. Not familiar enough with this kind of Denis technology. July 5th. More city work, and less Teledon work. Did clean up the cages in the larger mushroom. Took out some crates and moved them upstairs. I think another surface trip is in order. Mary wants to go up as well. 3 months later, there's big time skips. October 12th, a little longer than I expected for obvious reasons. Horrible tragedy. I'm happy to have Denis. Distraction of sorts. Horrible tragedy. Oh, we're talking about 9/11. Right, he came back to work 1 month after 9/11. That's what the big tragedy is. I was trying to think, like, do I need to remember this date because it's something that happened in the Uru world that I might get reference to elsewhere, but no, that's 9/11. 2 days later, I brought down a fish tank, at least the fish part. I want to see if I can learn more about these flappers. I can get some young ones and some water from the lake. We'll see. I think the flappers are the weird umbrella thing that just flies up in the air and falls down over and over again, right? Because that was what was in his fish tank, and they were kind of around the area too, and you could call those flappers, I guess. 1 week later, the stress level's rising rapidly. Only a few months out, and they're planning on bringing down some visitors. They're cleaning up a neighborhood for a group of new people. Interesting. November 2nd. Victor found some kind of communication device this week. A key, they're calling it. Very interesting device, I have to admit. Victor seems to know his stuff, at least. Talked to Engberg about a building in the city they'd like to have. We'll see. Next day. Victor can't get to the gun for a long time. In fact, DRC wants the whole thing taken out now. Fine by me. 2 days later. Found another book today. Perhaps I have my city location now. Great view as well. I'm moving some things there. A little more out of the way. Glad I bought the more expensive fish tank now. It definitely seems like this guy is like keeping secrets from the organization he works for and other people that are around him, and he's just keeping a large series of secrets basically. And so he keeps finding ages and linking books that lead to secret locations, and he keeps those themselves a secret. And so he'll like stash these places like this basically where he has secret offices. I think the place he's referring to in that entry might be where I'm sitting right now, actually. It's a city location and it has a view. Because this is the city that, like the main gathering hub thing, that seems to be like the social interaction location of the game for the online portion of the game. That seems to be that location where the beach ball was and the fountain and everything. And this seems to be a secret office that's set in that location because we looked at the window before. So I think that entry is when he moved here. November 22nd. Received a report from the surface. Patriots aren't doing well, and I don't think I'm going home this holiday. I'll help here. Teledon seems stable, but Kodama has asked me to look at a different age and keep them out. Sounds like an interesting place. Annone or something. Why not? December 12th. Strange place. Needs a lot of work, but it's been good. I think I'm heading up to the surface. Watson's recommended we go up. Mary's joining me again. February 10th, 2002. Wasn't supposed to be gone this long. But who would have thought the Patriots would win the Super Bowl? I don't think Watson is very pleased, but too bad. Visitors are down and I wasn't here to see them. This guy is ruled by football. It's bizarre. His entire connection to to Earth, basically, is just to visit it whenever the Patriots are doing well, and then otherwise he just is buried in this fantasy. Not really a fantasy, but you know what I mean. It functions as one. February 16th. DRC wants me to go through Teledon again, although I'm not sure why. This place has been cleaned up for months. Typical of them. I should know better by now. Next day. New shroomy creature seems pretty happy here. Runs when the machinery comes on, but usually returns. I usually leave the gate down. February 23rd. Keys are working pretty great. Pretty amazing devices. Haven't met any new visitors. Watson says he doesn't want me to. Typical bureaucratic nonsense. A week later. They're ready to open up the island. I have to admit I'm pretty excited about watching people visit. I'd love for them to come to Teledon, but the DRC insists it's not ready. Not sure what more they want. March 20th. A new group of visitors are coming. The DRC are really hyping this one. Authorized explorers. Week later. Enjoyed talking to Robin and Rand again. Okay, those are just the developers of the game. Hadn't seen them in a long time. The new authorized explorers seem to be enjoying themselves. Fun. Yeah, that's Robin and Rand Miller, the creators of Cyan and Myst. Really reinforcing the idea that, yeah, this must be the origin of that rumor, the idea that the other Myst games are all those people's adaptations of what they found looking around in here. April 5th. Funny. DRC posts that restoration efforts will be given top priority this month. More meetings and more inspections when the age has been ready for months. If it makes them feel better. They did acknowledge that I found the book. Wasn't expecting that. On an even funnier note, all meetings are being held in Tokatan now. I couldn't have asked for much more. April 20th. So they made that public. Shroomy was in here and I had to make up some reason to postpone the trip. If they had seen the equipment and such, in fact, it's time to get rid of some of this. If the DRC had come here today, it could have been bad. 5 days later. Phase 5 approval. What's that even mean? Okay, I was about to ask. May 12th. Simpson told me about a pretty strange stone, so I tried it out. I wanted it myself. I think I'll keep it here. Don't really care what DRC thinks of that either. 5 days later. Stone is gone, vanished right out of my office. Where's Simpson? 3 days later, got the stone back again. Simpson claims it was back where he found it. Regardless, this time I'm keeping it in a more secure location. 5 days later. Now, Phase 5 approval. I've been so angry this past month. I've been ready to throw in the towel and head back up. It's utterly ridiculous what they're doing. The safety requirements they are pulling out. Somebody had better do something before we have an all-out an all-out government down here. All these... What does that say? Although these threads in the forums may be something, the DRC, in secret, is suspecting Zandy. This could get fun. Stone is gone again. How? I mean, I feel like you shouldn't be too surprised if a stone's teleporting around, because you have teleporting books in the first place. There's weird rules here. May 30th. Last time with the stone. I'm trying a more secure location. June 3rd. Gone again. June 7th. I have the stone one more time. Simpson says he can't take it again. So I'm trying one more thing. Gut feeling about these creatures. June 18th. Watching people here has been fun. Maybe it all has been worth it. 2 days later. Stone hasn't gone anywhere this time. I think they're afraid of the hanging rocks. Interesting. July 11th. Surprise! Rebecca was shelved. I saw this 1 month ago. July 23rd. This is wild. They're flipping out over there with these Zandy breaches. Hilarious. I love it, of course. They haven't mentioned a thing to me yet. I'm sure they don't plan on it. August 26th. Big meeting this weekend for DRC. They don't know what to do about Zandy and it's driving them nuts. They think it's only going to get worse. I hope so. September 3rd. Kodama wants to bet on surface games now. Who would have thought? But I'll take his money. On a more adventurous note, Nick got into Rebecca today. Amazing. I'd love to spend some time there, but we have to hurry. He tells me there is a new age as well with creatures. I'd love to get there, but I doubt it'll happen. The DRC is sick to their stomach with this Zandy stuff. I'm on his side, but I hope this doesn't just make things worse. September 7th. Zandy is getting them on his side. I wish I could describe... I wish I could describe Kodama. Wow. I love it. I did see a sign on the surface. No one ever seemed to notice it, though. Guess he's making them. Week later. Marie has lost it. A t-shirt? I agree with Kodama on that one. Month later. October 14th. This is a long journal. Kodama's taking some money from me and it's driving me crazy. If I wasn't watching his veins burst in those meetings, I'd be much more angry. It's worth it, though. You're a big fan of 14ths, huh? Do you just hit a point where you feel like it's mandatory to write in your journal again because it's been a month again? November 14th. Well, Zandy is unstoppable now. He's going to bring people down, and they can't stop him. It is funny, but it's also more work. I want this to work for everyone, so I'm helping out more where I can. Still hoping for leverage on that structure I've been wanting for a few years now, anyway. 4 days later. This Zandy stuff is great. I do think the DRC is going to be ready for them, but still, more power to them. Amazingly, no one has officially talked to me yet from the DRC. December 1st. Looks like Uru is it now. Thanks to Zandy. Again. Christmas Eve in Teledon. If I imagine hard enough, the spores look like a northeast Christmas. Not really. I think I'm heading back for the playoffs and New Year. January 5th, 2003. No playoffs, but still a good new year. This should be a fun year for Denis. Also brought down some more fish tank pieces this trip. I think it's about ready. If I get a chance to work on it. His periods are so tiny, they're really easy to miss and lose track of where you are in a sentence. January 7th. Should be interesting to watch Zandy and the DRC as well. I'll be anxious to see who gets the power here. February 1st. Looks like they're trying to get the upper hand, explain the Zandy story, and be upfront about it. Watson had to convince some of his members of that one, believe me, but probably smart. March 15th. Ages are being approved, visitors are coming down. I'm losing time to write journals. April 2nd. Closing. Opening. I don't understand the idea, but the DRC is definitely trying to get ready for the new arrivals. Another large group just came down and it seems as though things are going fairly smooth. May 4th. I've heard them talking recently about a house out on the island. They're beginning initial restoration, but I've got to find a way on that. Nick says the place is amazing. He's read some histories, and the stories go on and on and on way back. I'm going to talk to Watson now. There are rumors of a Denis survivor. I'm sorry, May 20th. There are rumors of a Denis survivor going on around here. The DRC is keeping it low-key, but it seems pretty reliable. Obviously, I'll be the last to hear, but I've got to find a way to meet him as soon as possible. They say him, but I'm wondering if it's, meet Yeesha. I've got a burning curiosity about something. Let's get back to this in a second. Phil's the one that died. Okay. I was like, it wasn't Nick that died, right? I'm a little curious about whether or not there's any mention of Nick in these early pages. Nick. Huh. This is 2004, so we're almost there at the very least. DRC's leaving the whole thing behind. Watson's not returning. Kodama, Laxman, Sutherland, all the little guys, Nick Simpson, I never saw it coming. Engbert even. They're claiming funds, but I wonder if it was something more than that. He speaks in just vague enough terms, where like a lot of the stuff that is going on is internalized and he knows what he means, so he doesn't say fully what the hell he's talking about with stuff like that. June 25th. Funny. Seems like a lot less people are in the city nowadays. DRC's talking quite a bit about visitors' access to ages that they have not approved. They are a little irritated, to say the least, and trying to figure out a way they can control it. I don't think they can. Interesting. Finally got the gun up and working. Laxman's getting better every day. The guy's a genius. Watson stopped by as well to see it working, although he seems more concerned with me cleaning up the scrap than the gun itself. Typical DRC. July 18th. Out of the blue, Sonia Michaels has contacted me. Old friend from the surface working for some paper up in Maine. Says she's coming down for a long period, wants to write. On a more typical note, Watson came by a few days ago asking me to name the wildlife here. They aren't finding the names that Denis used for a lot of the animals. I don't think he really appreciated shroomy and flappers. Anyway, I named the birds here boogeros. I think some part of that is Denis for big. That's what Nick said at least. Big bug. Wonder how they like that. September 22nd. Just returned from a short surface trip. Went to last week's Patriots game in Philadelphia. Excellent game. What they needed after that miserable performance in the first week and another win yesterday. Travis managed to meet me in Philadelphia and brought little Travis down with him. It was good to see them both. Sonia seems to like it down here. In fact, it looks as though she'll be staying for a while, longer than she had thought. And maybe working for the DRC in a similar role as Simpson. Fine with me. Another inside scoop never hurts. That's a typo, which is weird, because it's supposed to be handwriting, where that type of mistake's less likely to happen. But yeah, that's a typo. We're gonna try and get a pub down here. DRC has apparently made long-term plans to open up a new section of the city. There's a spot I'd like to have as my own. Time to start being nice again and see if I can get it. If only you guys could write on the lines like humans do. All these video games that have lined paper, and so few games ever actually write between the lines on lined paper. At first I thought he was using 2 lines per line of text, but no, it drifts pretty quickly from being justified correctly. October 29th. It looks like this is actually going to happen. Major preparations are underway to open the place up. I need to take a drink. I've been reading for so long I need a drink. Major preparations are underway to open the place up. The arguments for not doing it have been pushed under for now, and it's going to happen. When the hordes come, I've got to get out and meet them, talk to them. It's an opportunity to establish myself. I won't have later. The pub's looking good. Very good. DRC has no idea the books were ever there. Good work, Nick. And it looks as though they're going to let me have it. I'd love to turn it into something to show off my favorite trophies. Wouldn't be bad to open... Oh my god, is it stopping? Open it up for others as well. Have to think about that some more. Can't get to a game night now, and it's killing me. Too much going on down here, but I will be there for the playoffs. Talked to Travis today and we're going, whatever it is. Although, at this point, I'm planning on Boston. October 30th. It's official. The pub in Jatari is mine. Time to celebrate. Time to prove Kodama wrong. November 24th. People are coming down from all over, and I have to say, they are good people. Smart people. See right through the DRC and their games. At least most of them do. Definitely will be sides at some point. A few of the visitors in particular have impressed me. Dusante, Tweak, Lucas, and others. Need to start writing down names. Don't want to forget them. Angberg has been odd lately. I've heard it from many of the visitors and seen it myself as well. Pressure must be getting to him. Little does he know, it's only making the DRC look worse. Patriots win again. No surprise anymore. Bad time to be stuck down here, but these are critical times. Can't go to the surface now. November 25th. This could be going very well. Spoke with Brian Floka and Duskin Ditari, strange name, tonight. I could see them as eventual leaders. No, we're still going. They keep talking about the surface. He refers to going to see football games as the surface. Am I supposed to think that this is Earth right now? That seems to be the interpretation, is that this is some kind of giant, impossible chasm that's Denis related, that's on Earth. Which would mean that, like, the hub world of this game is on Earth, but and everything else is, you know, all the different ages. Engberg is whining again. Not good. They've called a meeting. This better not mean the pub is gone. November 26th. Excellent talk with Brian tonight. Good man. He says that a lot, by the way. 2 days later. What is it with this Phil character? The man is disturbing, yet intriguing. I was able to talk to him last night for a while in Camo. He's probably just crazy, but if they will listen to him, he could be very useful. More people need to hear him. He's agreed to meet with me again. This could be just what I needed. December 1st. Sounds like it may have been one of the best games all year. I may not have a choice but to make a service trip for the Jaguar game on my birthday. I have to see how things are progressing down here. DRC is obviously aware of Phil, as they should be. I have to say I'm happy to have the distraction. I haven't heard anything about Engberg's call for a meeting recently. Good timing. December 8th. Phil. What perfect timing. The things he showed me this weekend are beyond anything I could have expected. I may have bought into the DRC propaganda myself. Not again. The DRC knows so little of the power of Denis. It's almost funny. Yeesha is the key. With her, there's strength. It's either Yeesha or the DRC. That needs to be the message and Phil will help me in speaking it. They will listen to him. See, that's the first time. December 8th, 2003 is the first time he mentions Yeesha by name. So it's by then they know each other. Who was the guy that met me at the cleft? What was his name? Is he the guy that's writing these journals here? Or is he like someone like Phil or one of these other characters? They seem to be talking about setting up an entire government subterranean down here. They're picking sides, trying to rebel against the DRC and take it from them or something. But now no one's down here. December 15th. Didn't think I would be able to forget about what was happening down here, but sitting in the snow, watching Poole run that interception back. This team is as good as I've seen them. I can't wait for the playoffs. Being back on the surface cemented my decision. I'll be coming back for Christmas. In the meantime, I think I'm going to cut down a tree on my Relto and decorate it for the office here. Everyone talks about having their Relto. Relto's the name of my private place, right? Like the other hub, the actual functional hub, not the one that's just a meeting hub for people, but one that's a hub for the whole game, the teleporter. My private island, Mesa. Because we have these Relto books. They called the books that we use to teleport Reltos. And so that must be the Relto age. Which everybody has their own Relto. That's separate. And that's canonical that everyone has their own private Relto somehow at the same time. So in more ways than one, the Relto books contradict the rules of the world. Need to find Phil today. Haven't met with him in a while, and that's never good. Even if the game was worth it. December 15th. They've gone too far this time. The nerve of these people. The war has started. They cannot simply take Phil away with no reason and not expect consequences. Who the hell's Phil? What is Phil? The level of fanaticism about him is getting weird. 4 days later, I have given them consequences, and now it seems they will give me a taste of my own medicine. Kodama seems to have started the ball rolling. I fully expected this sort of reaction. I just hope I have enough people on my side when I need them. December 28th. What a holiday. Though things down here are a complete mess, at least the surface is going well. Patriots won again. Was able to spend time with Megan, Sean, and Brian. Took him to the game. Although down here it seems as though my credibility and respect has taken a downturn. Phil has apparently been killed. Or at least that is what the DRC is saying. I'm not sure whether to believe them or not, but the evidence is not good. I've seen the pile myself. Watson has left for the surface, too upset to stay. Laxman and Kodama are taking a role. The city's been closed again. I'm losing my fight for this whole mess. It's too much, and the people here seem to care little. It might not be worth it. Playoffs in 2 weeks. At least I have that to look forward to. New Year's Eve 2003. It's been quite a year. Especially recently. I have to say I never planned things to go this way. Although looking back, it may be for the best. Watson has left. Somewhere. Laxman and Kodama seem to be running things, which for the moment is definitely good. At least they're moving somewhere. Though I may not always agree with them, I like their drive. I'm thinking about giving it a little more time and seeing if I can't get my pup back. I've been keeping quiet lately, on purpose, letting things run their course. I may have become a little too aggressive, and I don't think I was helping myself. We'll see if I can't do things better this year. Still planning on heading up to the surface next week. Maybe the playoff trip will make the playoff trip a little longer than just the weekend. Though this baby isn't quite full, it seems a good time to start the new journal. So this is it. My last entry for this book. 6 years in the making. Hard to believe. I was gonna say, this started in like 97, right? Holy shit, man. It's a hell of a journal to go through. Well, let's talk about Phil. Yeah, what is this Phil character? He's disturbing yet intriguing. Probably just crazy. More people need to hear him. He's agreed to meet me again. He took this Phil person that seems like an ally, but also seemed like a little radicalized. Huh. One of the weirdest lines was they said they took Phil. The things he showed me this weekend are beyond anything I could have expected. Isn't Phil the guy that died? Where was the dead guy page? Yeah, Phil standing there, confident in his ability to return to Relto at any time. So the story is that supposedly Phil died using Relto stuff. But it seems like maybe Phil knew a bunch of crazy stuff about the ages and stuff like that. Like he might have been a bit of an Atrus character, because he talks about how he showed him a bunch of stuff that... The things he showed me this weekend are beyond anything I could have expected. Yeah, I may have bought to the DRC propaganda myself. Not again. The DRC knows so little of the power of Denis. It's almost funny. So Phil tells them about... Phil tells them about, Yeesha being the key. I need to go back to the surface sometime and see if I can figure out what the guy's name was for sure. Let's see, this guy's name is... Okay, let's not go through the pages. This is the way longer book. Douglas Sharper. So Doug and Phil, I need to figure out who the guy at the surface was by comparison. He sits down with such consternation. That's Mary. Big problems. Addressed to Dr. Watson. Big problems. The house on Noloben is not empty. I met someone here today. My Denis isn't great, but I spoke with him for a while. Yeah, he's Denis, and as we figured, he knows a lot about the creatures, a whole lot. Wait, is Phil the Denis? Is that the implication? Because they're saying he, so Yeesha's not the Denis they found, but Yeesha's also somebody. But maybe they never found Yeesha. Maybe Yeesha was only, Yeesha might have only been in those holograms for them too. There's a lot to take in here. Yeah, a photo of a tiger hunt. That doesn't bode well for the shroomies. This guy talking about capturing them and stuff, he might have actually been killing them. If he has a weird framed photo of a tiger hunt on his wall. Is it the shroomy? Were you capturing shroomies or what? I wonder if he's also the one that has all these private journals, or private pages. Just a little glimpse to the outside world. Not really the most eventful line of sight. You can't go left and right, only up and down. Unless that mountain specifically is important. You can't actually look at the... Either left or right both seem like more interesting directions to check at that point.